see your thing good?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let me get this positioned. Get my cup closer. There we go. All right. You ready? We're going to get started.
Yes, I am.
You look so beautiful. Thank you, Jesus. Welcome, everybody.
Hi. Welcome to J&B Live podcast. We're coming to you a little bit early today. Correct, Broker J3?
Yep.
Yes.
We're going to get you guys early today.
Yes, we didn't want to not go live, so we decided to go live a little bit earlier so that we could attend the basketball playoff game, the state rounds for the Jones County Lady Hounds and Grace. So we decided to come on a little bit early so we could make that game at 6 o'clock. Correct, Broker J3?
Yes.
We want to be supportive for our teams in this area. So thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for joining us today. We appreciate your support. So come on in and join us.
Thank you, everybody. All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in because we have a great topic today. One of our viewers sent it in last week, and so we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. Now, today's topic is the art of saying no, breaking free from manipulators. Okay.
All right. Thank you. We got a couple. Justin Bello, thank you for joining us today. Claudia Henry, thank you for joining us. Much love to you. We appreciate your support today.
Appreciate it. Okay, guys, for you guys that's already on, remember to subscribe to J&B Live. Either on YouTube, TikTok, all your social media, Facebook, Instagram. And for you guys out there that enjoy listening and you can't watch while you're driving, you can also catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts, okay?
Yes.
Again, remember to follow us on social media at Live with J&B and J&B Live Podcast, and never miss an episode where real talk meet real solutions.
Yes, thank you guys again for joining us. Thank you, Chow, for joining us. Thank you, Lady, for joining us. We appreciate you guys joining us. Marcel Pierre, Aubrey Teray, thank you for joining us. Welcome back to J&B Live Podcast, where we keep it real and help you navigate life's challenges. I am Dr. B, your favorite life coach, and also I'm a retired educator who believes in protecting her peace. Your peace of mind, you cannot put a price tag on that, Shauna. Andrea Dukes, Nana, you can't put a price tag on your peace. So we're going to talk about protecting that peace.
And of course, you guys know I'm Broker J3, your go-to real estate broker and business expert. And today, this is going to hit home. We're talking about something so many of us deal with. Manipulative people who love to dump their responsibilities on you, use you, and then act like you're the problem when you say no.
And if you say no, they could become your enemy. That's right. Whether it's a coworker who's always, that person always disappear when the work needs to get done. A family member who expects you to handle just everything. Every time something comes up, they expect for you to handle it. Or a friend who only calls when they need something. I'm sure most of you have had that type of friend. Well, we're going to break it all down for you today.
Yeah, I'm quite sure a lot of you guys done had that friend that does that always, looking for you to do everything. They do not care. They don't. You guys already know. Ain't no sense in even going with that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let's talk about it.
Okay. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to recognize manipulation. You want to know when you've been manipulated. So we're going to start with one simple question. How do you know you're being manipulated? What are the signs?
Okay. And now this is the big one now. Now, you're dealing with a manipulator when they always make their problems your problem. They delegate everything to you, but somehow take the credit. Or worse, they act like you're the one that owe them something.
I know you've all had that type of friend. I've had several of them before. No matter what, it's my fault. Exactly. So we're going to talk about emotional manipulation. That's when they make you feel guilty for saying no. And I have the tendency to feel guilty no matter what. I don't like telling people no. This is classic. But you're so much better at this than me. Or if you really cared, you help me out. Those are some of the things they say. Does that sound familiar to you?
You know it. Now listen, I've seen this too many times in business. You know, you got one coworker who's always asked for a little help on a project, but before you know it, you're doing the whole thing all by yourself. Or that relative who always has an emergency, always needs money, always needs you to handle something, but never returns the favor.
Oh, yeah. I've had that, experienced that before. And let's not forget the friend who only calls when they need a ride somewhere, they need to borrow some money, or they need what's called a hookup. They'll call you and say, I need a hookup. But they never around when you need help, right? That support.
Exactly. And people like this, they will drain you.
Yeah.
And if you don't recognize it early, you'll end up overworked, resentful, and stuck. Now, let's dive into some real situations that many of us have faced when it comes to manipulation. All right, I'm going to give you guys an example. I had a former colleague, let's call him Mike. I don't want to use the real names, who always played the helpless card. You know, you guys know all about that. Every time a project deadline approached, Mike would conveniently find a way to push his task onto me, claiming that he was overwhelmed. And you know how it is. Sometimes you want to help your co-workers, you know, because technically it's a team effort and you all want to get the job done. And when I finally set a boundary on Mike, guess what? He started spreading rumors like I was selfish and I wasn't a team player. Now, this is classic manipulation. Makes you feel like the villain for enforcing boundaries. We also had a listener named Vanessa who wrote in about her older sister who constantly borrowed money and never paid it back. Every time Vanessa tried to say no, her sister would remind her of all the times that she helped raise her kids. You know how that is. Sometimes you need your sister to help you out. Now, that's emotional blackmail. Manipulators that use past events and guilt to keep you under control. What's another warning sign, Doc?
Another warning sign would be when someone dismisses your feelings outright. If you say you're frustrated or you show signs of frustration and then they hit you with, you're just too sensitive. You're making a big deal out of nothing. Wow. They're actually just gaslighting you, making you doubt your own experience. And you're doubting what you feel. And they do that so that they can take advantage of you. So y'all, if someone only shows up when they need something, but disappear when you need support or when you need some finances, that's a clear sign that they are using you. Start paying attention to those patterns. Does that person reciprocate your kindness, or is it a relationship that's one-sided?
Exactly. So listeners, we want to hear from you guys. You know, we just gave you an example of 2 stories of some of our listeners and subscribers that sent it in to us. Now drop us a DM, comment about a time when you realized that you was being manipulated with somebody, or share your stories that could be on the next episode. Okay. Again, remember guys, please tap on the screen. We appreciate you guys that's tapping and showing the love. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You know, send a gift if you feel like it. You know, we do have a little rose a thing going on right now. Yes. So if you guys want to drop us a rose, feel free, or any gift that you choose. Okay.
Thank you, Brenda Turner. Thank you, Lee. Thank you guys for joining us. Root Beer King. Thank you for joining us as well. Betsy Knight. Thank you for joining us. Okay, now, why we keep saying no?
No. Why we keep saying yes?
Oh, that's right. Why we keep saying yes? You want to say no, but why do you keep saying yes? Okay, let's get personal. Why do we let people manipulate us? Why do we keep saying yes when we really want to say no?
Whew. Now that's a deep one, because a lot of it comes from fear. Fear of conflict. You don't want to get into it with that person. Fear of disappointing people. You don't want to let them down. Or fear of being seen as mean or selfish.
And this is one that I want to be real with, especially when it comes to family dynamics. There's an unspoken rule that you just help everybody that's in your family. That's your sister, of course, you should help her. That's your brother, that's your uncle, you should help them. And you know how your mama is. You just do it and keep the peace.
Exactly. And again, let's not forget about that work culture. If you're a team player, people expect you to take that extra task. But let me tell y'all something. Being a team player does not mean carrying the whole team on your back.
Say it again. For the people in the back room, it does not mean carrying the whole team. Sometimes you just need to do your job, because sometimes one way or another you're going to take the blame for everything.
Exactly.
And then you won't take any credit.
Exactly. Now listen, at some point you have to stop being a people pleaser and start protecting your peace.
Okay. Let me tell you about a time that I struggled with this back in my career. I had a relative who constantly leaned on me for financial help. And there's one person in your family that everybody go to when they need some money. At first, I didn't mind. I want to be supportive because I believe in helping people. If you help people, somebody will come back and in turn help you. And then I also think about my children as well, because if I help somebody, I feel like if they don't necessarily help me, it may be one day where they have to help my children. But over time, I realized it was never just one-time help. It became a cycle where they keep asking you for money all the time. So I tried to set some boundaries. They would guilt trip me. So now that you're doing well, you can't help your family. You too good for the family. It took me years to realize that my generosity was being manipulated.
Wow.
And I had to put a stop to it. When I finally said no, it wasn't easy, but I had to remind myself I wasn't abandoning them. I was just refusing to be taken advantage of. I got tired of it. And let me tell you, the moment I set that boundary, I felt free.
I can definitely imagine that, Doc B.
Okay, can you tell about one of our other listeners, Joe, Broker J3?
Okay, well, you know what? We did have a listener. What was her name? Angela, right? Where was she from?
I think it was Chicago.
Chicago. Okay. She had asked, "How do I stop feeling guilty when I say no to my friends who constantly ask for favors?" Now that was a great question, yes. Angela. And I'm quite sure you probably listening in right now because we was gonna talk about it. The key is to remind yourself that saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you someone who values your time and your energy. Instead of focusing on the disappointing, other people, focus on your peace that you gain by maintaining your boundaries. Anyone who truly values your friendship, they're going to respect your limits.
Okay, so listeners, what about you? Have you ever felt pressured into saying yes when you really wanted to say no? I mean, it was just on the tip of your tongue, but somehow you ended up saying yes. Send your experiences to us and let's talk about it. Maybe we'll discuss it in our next episode.
Okay, we got a few more people coming into the room.
Okay, Mimi, thank you for joining us. Francis Henry, thank you for joining us. Arthur Williams, Paula Johnson, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate your support. So please comment in our comment section and let us know how you're being manipulated by some of your family members and how you feel like you can never say no. They always guilt trip you or some type of reason why you end up saying yes to everything.
Exactly. But right now, we kind of flip the script a little bit because right now we want to talk about the power of no.
Yes.
Because, a lot of times for some of us, we always say yes. we always just, we'll do it without causing the issues. We don't want to cause no problems. So we're going to go ahead and just say, yes, I'll do it. I'll take care of it. But, you're disturbing your own peace and you're taking away your own peace and your own self-being. So we're finna get into the power
of no.
Of no.
Yes. And before I start discussing the no, we talked about family and friends and co-workers, but this also happens in the church. I've been in that situation before where I really just don't, when somebody asks me to do something in church, I really don't want to say no. I mean, I feel bad. But even church members will manipulate you and trick you into doing something that you had no intentions of doing.
Yeah.
So the power of no. So we know the problem. Now let's get to the solution. How do we break free? How do we say no without feeling guilty, Broker J3?
Well, Doc B, first of all, you got to practice saying no.
Yeah.
Like you mean it. Maybe you need to put yourself in front of a mirror, ask yourself some crazy questions like, hey sis, can I borrow some money? No. I can't do it right now. I got some other things I got to take care of. No excuses. No excuses, No excuses whatsoever. You got to practice that. No long explanation. Don't explain yourself. Why you saying no. Just say no.
Just say no.
No, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
No, not right now.
And I know for a fact that's going to take some practice because in certain situations, even I'm going to have to practice that. So, simple. I can't do that. I don't have the capacity for that right now. You can say, I don't have time for it right now. You don't owe anyone an essay on why you're not available. No. Just say no. And that's the end of it. End of story. My uncle used to say the word period. He used to put a T on his. And so sometimes you have to say no means no. And if they keep going, just say no, period, and leave it alone.
Yeah, and don't let people guilt trip you, because that's something that people are going to do all the time. Now, you may have heard this term, and I'm going to go ahead and use it, narcissists. A lot of narcissists are manipulative people. And, don't let nobody guilt trip you because you said no. I'm serious. You guys have to know that you can say no without letting somebody guilt trip you. Now, I'm finna say something right now that's so serious, you guys really need to hear me. Don't let their poor planning, is not your emergency. Their poor planning is not your emergency.
Okay, so all right, Broker J3, let me repeat that for y'all in my voice. Their poor planning is not your emergency. So sometimes when people don't plan well, in other words, they didn't budget and they don't have the funds, so they tend to call you since you may be that yes person. But just because they didn't plan well or they didn't budget, that's not your problem.
I wanna jump on that. I wanna elaborate a little bit on that for some of y'all that really need to understand. You ever had that friend, family member, or whoever that could be in your circle that might call you and ask you for some money? Hey, I'm short on my rent. I'm short on my mortgage. But yet a week earlier, they was posting in the club in a new outfit, drinks in their hand, partying it up. But then a week later, they call you and say they short on their rent. They short on their mortgage. Yeah. You better learn to start saying no. You need to teach people how to treat you.
Yeah, that is correct.
If you always say yes, they'll keep using you over and over again. But when you set boundaries, the right people will respect them. The wrong ones, you know what they'll do? Pew!
Yeah.
They'll disappear.
Yes, they will.
And that's a blessing.
Yes. And I want to echo on that too. Thank you, Martha Stewart, for joining us. Janet, Sexy, SB Sexy, J-Lo. You have friends that will borrow money from you, and they say, well, I'll pay you back when the income tax comes.
Oh, Lord. And it's that time of year.
Listen here.
It's that time of year.
I have been had like 3 times with people or family that said they're gonna pay me back. When income tax, when they get their refund, they don't say nothing about they got their income tax back. They don't come to me and say, well, hey, I'm gonna pay you back since you was nice enough to loan me the money. Here's the money that I borrowed from you. You don't even hear from them. Next thing you know, they riding by in a brand new vehicle and they haven't given you your money.
No. Their phone don't work then. They can't call you. Your phone don't work. It worked, but it just ain't calling you.
Okay.
On my favorite, pew. That's how they do it.
Okay, so what we're gonna do next is do some role play for our listeners. Broker J3, I guess you'll be the manipulative coworker, and you'll be someone trying to set boundaries. Are you ready?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I stay ready. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Here we go. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let me see. Let me get myself ready. All right. Hey, Doc B, I really need your help on this report. I know it's last minute, but it's so much better. You write better than I do. And I have so much on my plate right now. And if you could just do this one little thing, I appreciate it. You're a lifesaver.
So I got to. Woosah. Oh, I totally understand that you've been going through a lot and you got a lot going on. But I also have my own deadlines to meet. I won't be able to take you on for this one.
Wait. Come on now. I thought you was on the team. If you don't want to help me, I might not finish on time. And then our whole department could get in trouble. Are you really okay with that?
I want to say but I'm going to continue. I hear you, but I have my own responsibilities to handle. I got my own things going on. Maybe you can ask our manager for an extension or see if there's someone else has availability. Somebody else may be able to help you. I just can't take it on right now.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I see how it is. I just thought you was more of a team player, that's all.
Being a team player doesn't mean taking on other people's work at my own expense. I hope you get it sorted out, Broker J3.
And that, folks, is how you do it.
See, no guilt, no long explanations, just a clear boundary. And if they don't like it, that's their problem, not yours.
Exactly. Now, for our listeners out there, we want to hear from you. We want to know, have you ever been guilt tripped, by a friend, family member, or church member, taking on more than you should. Call in, DM us, tell us your story.
Yes.
We want to help with you. For that next time, we'll give you the script. Yeah. We'll tell you exactly what you need to say to get you past that.
And if all fails, just know. Now, this was a powerful discussion. The bottom line is, and I can't stress this enough, protect your peace, set boundaries, and don't let manipulative people run your life, because if you let them, they will.
I totally agree. And remember, if saying no ends a relationship with a friend or one of your family members don't want to talk to you no more because you done said no, then that relationship was built on using you. Yeah. And I'm finna say this, what is built on using you and not valuing you. Because I got to break it down like this because some of y'all need to know. It's not them strangers. It's not always them colleagues. Most times it's your family. Most times it's your friends. Most times it's them socialites at church. The ones that you see on a regular basis, deal with on a regular basis. Because me and Doc B both can contest to you guys and let you guys know. We are so generous. We're always saying, yes, we're trying to do our best to, be a people person, team player. But, we both realize that sometimes you got to say no. Your peace is everything. You guys have to realize your peace is everything.
Yes. And I'm the type of person that I do like helping people. I really do. That's just who I am. I like helping people. but I'm to the point now where I don't let anyone take advantage of me. There's nothing wrong with helping the ones that you love, people that you care for, even people that you work with, but not at your own expense. Not at your when you are misguided and you're not at peace with what you're doing, or it's repetitive. They keep using you over and over again. You'll know those signs based on what we discussed today. So, going forward, we hope you enjoyed this episode today. Make sure you subscribe to JB Live. Follow us on our social media outlets at JB Live Podcast, and share this episode with anyone that you think may need to hear it.
And again, we appreciate you guys that have joined us today.
Yes, we do.
We really appreciate it. We know today's podcast was short and sweet.
Yes.
But we really wanted to get that out to you guys, the power of saying no, because, believe it or not, sometimes you got to say no. You can't always say yes, because people will use you. I promise you,
yes,
they will use you because they know that they can. They know that you're that yes person. They know that you're going to constantly do it if they ask. And you have to learn to say no to be able to protect your peace. Give yourself the time that you need, because you can't always do everything for everybody else and not looking out for yourself. So remember, if no ends relationship, then the relationship was built on using you, not valuing you.
Absolutely.
Okay? So we'll see you guys next time. But until then, take care, be strong, and remember,
we love to talk about it.
Exactly.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
thank you guys.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
the
much.
rest of your evening.
We appreciate you guys joining us. And until next time, thank you so much.
Yes.
We always value you guys, and we love you. Thank you.
Much love to you, Tisha. Thank you.
Y'all take care. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How did we get 2,000? That's total got to be.